Hello everybody, Corey here. We're going to go through the holdings for ULTY. There were no trades today, so we'll just be going over the holdings. But as a reminder, I obtain data, make it readable, and present the data to everyone. I provide facts so that those that watch and can use this information in addition to their research and knowledge of the funds to make their own decisions and opinions. I do not provide personal investment advice, and I am not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I am an amateur investor. All information found here, including any ideas, opinions, views, predictions, forecasts, commentary, suggestions, or stocks expressed or implied herein are for informational, entertainment, or educational purposes only, should not be construed as personal investment advice. While the information provided is believed to be accurate, it may include errors or inaccuracies. Conduct your own due diligence or consult a licensed financial advisor or broker before making any and all investment decisions. Any investments, trades, speculations, or decisions made on the basis of any information found in my videos expressed or implied herein are committed at your own risk, financial or otherwise. YieldMax ETF risk information is found on their website. Before investing, carefully consider the fund's investment objectives, risk, charges, and expenses. This information, along with other details, is available in the prospectus. Please read the prospectuses carefully before making any investment. Investments involve risk and principal loss is possible. I had the definitions here before, but you can go to the website and find them, but they go in great detail on the underlying risk, security, derivatives risk, distribution risk, NAV erosion risk due to distributions, call writing strategy risk, single issuer risk, high portfolio turnover risk, new fund risk, liquidity risk, and non-diversification risk. All right. Let's get on to the holdings. So I did get some feedback that y'all were saying it was okay for me to show all the data like this, that you could still see it on your screen. What I did not get feedback on was the new columns and moving of the columns. But today I just decided I'm just going to move them anyway and leave the data and then just hope y'all like it the way it is. So we're going to go through here and then I'll just go through some of these reminders. But obviously we have the treasury on the first two lines, which make up $1.90 of the stock price itself. And then we have Biohaven here with the two short calls that expire tomorrow. So let's really look at all these. So we have strike prices of 50 and 60, and we're underneath those 30 and 16%. So we're currently at 42.16. So I expect that this will expire worthless tomorrow and we won't have to pay any money to close this out. And then we still have our synthetics for a couple of weeks. Right now, the synthetic, as you can see, where's my thing? Oh, as you can see here, right here, that it's negative 5 cents right now because we're 6% below the synthetic. So then reminds me, so for those of you that are new, when you have your short call, you want the stock price to be underneath the short call, but for the synthetic, you want the strike price to be above the synthetic. So basically, you want your stock price to be between the synthetic and the short call. That's the optimal place, right? And so in this case, because we are under the stock price, that's why these are green here, 16 and 30%, because that means good, right? And then this one right here, I don't know why my thing wasn't working. Okay. And then this one right here, it's negative 6%. It's red, telling you that's a bad thing because the stock price is 42 and it's up underneath that. And then this right here is just telling you that the stock went down 4% today. But again, all of our short calls will expire Friday, and then all of our synthetic positions do not expire for a month. So we still have a little bit of time on those. All right. Let's get through the rest of these a little bit quicker now that we've explained through the first one. Sorry for all of you that watch this and already know this information. But the other day I was reminded that we do still have new people, and then I should try to remember to explain so they understand better. So we move on to Clean Spark here. We have a short call that expires Friday, so the strike price here is $17. We are 5% below that, but that's only like 70 something cents here. 77 cents? So, I mean, and Clean Spark came up 9% today. So there's possible that this could come up 5% tomorrow. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if YieldMax or Zega pays to close this one out tomorrow. I don't know why my thing wasn't working. Okay. And then this one right here, it's negative 6%. It's red, telling you that's a bad thing because the stock price is 42 and it's up underneath that. just in case, but we will see. They may just try to let it expire, but we don't know how the day's going to go. Right now, it's just showing it's only bringing the stock down 1 cent. As you can, where's my, I've lost my pointer thingy. But anyway, so right here, I'll just select the sale. It's only bringing that down 1 cent. And then we have our 2 synthetics. I talked about this yesterday. Oh, there it is. So I have combined these cells now, so you can see that the synthetic with a strike price of $14, is bringing the stock price up 2 cents, while the synthetic with a $17, in which we're underneath by 5%, because that's 17 and our stock is 16.23, that's bringing the stock down 3%. So essentially, you look at Clean Spark, and if you added those 3 up, it's basically just bringing the stock down 2 cents for Clean Spark. Just to give you an idea of how to use that data. I don't know, to me it just makes more sense. I mean, you can see the market value, but then what's the so what? How do you really compare that, to things? So that's why I think I really like this new column that I've created over here, because you can see how it impacts the fund overall. And like I said before, honestly, most of the money is in cash. So, right, unless these just really, really tank, it's not affecting it too much. Now, once it actually closes something out, it might. But anyway, sorry, just really like that column and column AQ. Okay. So let's move on to coin. We have a short call here that expires. Well, I've already said they all expire Friday. So we have a short call with a strike price of 260. We are currently 16% underneath that at 218. I know coin was trying to come up today. Bitcoin itself was trying to come up today too. I see it still ended up a little bit lower, but it did come up 2%. And then we have the synthetic there at 240, negative 9%, which is affects the stock 6 cents a share. If we look at Carvana here, $75 strike price. So coin will probably expire worthless in case something happens tomorrow, really big. And then same thing here with Carvana. We did come up 3% today. I mean, it is possible to come up 5% tomorrow, but we'll see. Maybe they'll try to close this out early. I'm not sure right now. It's not having too much of an impact on the stock. It's not even a penny. If we look at the synthetics there, we do have one that's 9% underneath, 11% underneath the synthetic $80 strike price. That's affecting the stock by 6 cents, negative 6 cents. We move on to end phase here. We have the short call with a strike of 120. We are at 109.17, so we are under the strike by 9%. The stock did actually go down today by 3%. Now, if we look at our synthetic, we're 5% underneath that. Basically, most of these, we're going to be underneath the synthetic, just unless it's ones that we had bought in after the market started crashing, because we have some of these that are brand new, like Janix and Lyft, and some of those, and even iPoint. I think that was pretty new, but we're still below that one. But yeah, most of these are going to be negative, but we have some time to come up, so I'm not too concerned about those. But then, yeah, here we have iPoint 22.50 strike price. We're 22% underneath that. Look at that. It tanked today. It dropped 16%. So, yeah, I mean, it could come back up tomorrow. I really don't know why this stock tanked. But we're 22% up underneath it, so I doubt anything significant happens tomorrow. This will probably just expire worthless. I doubt it has any impact over there. But right now in the synthetic, we're 13% underneath the synthetic price of $20, so it's bringing that stock price down 8 cents on that. And then you see the next thing here, we have the money market there, which makes up $4 of the share price. $4.11 to be exact. Then we have GigaCloud Technology with 2 strike prices. We have a $35 strike price here, and we're 5% over our strike price. So you can see there that the stock came up 5% today, and the current stock price is $36.81. So we are $1.81 over the strike price. So at close today, we would have had to pay $1.98 a share to close these out. But you can see it's only affecting the stock by 1 cent a share. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. Who knows? It could go back down 5% tomorrow. We really don't know. But look at that synthetic though, because we're above that one, 23%. It's increasing the stock price by 14 cents. It's good to see that because we haven't seen that yet. We'll see it again on the next one, but above we haven't really seen those bring the stock price up. But let's move on to intracellular therapies. We have two short calls at 70 strike price and a 75. That 70 strike price, we are 3% over the strike price. So you can see $2 over. And the stock dropped 6% today. And we're still over. So we'll see. But right now it's showing it's only negative 1 cent a share impact. And then we had the $75 strike price, in which we're 4% under that. So so hopefully that'll expire worthless tomorrow. And look at that synthetic, we're 20% over that strike price, so it's giving us a positive 13 cents for the share price. So that looks good. And then we have Genix here with a strike price of 55. We are 11% underneath that strike price. The stock did end up coming up 2 cents today. We'll move on to Lyft with a strike price of $19. We are 12% below that, and the stock went down 3 cents for today. In fact, it shows over here they could have closed this out for 1 penny this afternoon, but I guess they figure that they'll just let it expire worthless tomorrow and won't have to pay, that extra $800 and something in fees. So hopefully we don't have any problems there. And then we look at Mind Medicine here. We have two short calls, $11 strike and a $12 strike. We're underneath those by 19 and 26%. Dang, we went down to $8, $8.91. So the stock went down 7% today. But yeah, these right here should expire worthless tomorrow unless, by some miracle this thing jumps up, 15 or 19 or 26%, which I really doubt, right? So those should expire worthless. MicroStrategy here, we have two short calls, 1570 and 1600. It tried to come up a little bit today again with Bitcoin and everything, but it didn't do too much. I'm not a happy camper here with MicroStrategy at the moment. I really need this to come up. But we had the 1570 strike price and the 1600 strike price, and we're 23 and 24% below those. So unless Bitcoin goes crazy tomorrow and everything goes crazy, which tomorrow, I don't know, I haven't looked it up in a while, but I know it was supposed to be around tomorrow for the actual halving. So we'll see what effect we see that, the past week, everything Bitcoin related has dropped. So I'm not sure how that's going to impact us tomorrow. But we see here for those MicroStrategy, we're underneath both those synthetic prices by 11 and 19%, which is bringing the stock down 13 cents with those two together. But we'll move on to NanoX Imaging. We have a short call, $10 strike and a $12.50 strike. We're underneath those by 9 and 27%, and the stock dropped 3% today. But, that $10 strike, we're only, it's only, 93 cents up underneath that. So, it's possible, but I don't know. Right now, it's looking like those will probably expire worthless. So I think so far, I wish I'd have been keeping count of it. I think there was one that we would possibly have to pay to close out, and that's this intracellular therapies and possibly the GigaCloud. Yeah, so it looks like two of them, just looking at today so far, that we may have to close out. So let's keep going. We went over NanoX, yeah. So let's look at Root here. We have two short calls here, $75 and $85 strike price. But look at this. We're underneath those by 31% and 39%. And the stock dropped another 4% today. So it's $51. So these are like $24 and $34 away. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. Those expire worthless. The bad thing is a synthetic position. So you can see they're below this, it's below the strike price by 14 and 27%, which is bringing the stock down 15 cents. And then we have Sunrun here, two short calls, $11.50 strike and a $12.50 strike. We're underneath those 12 and 9%, and the stock dropped 7% today. So looking at it right now, it looks like this will expire worthless. Then we have C, that was our new one, short call, $57 strike price. Now we're only 70 cents from this one. Can I count? Yeah, 70 cents, which is 1%. But yeah, so this one's possible. Obviously, right this second, it would expire worthless, but it's possible this one could go up tomorrow. You see, it went up 1% today. All it needs to do is go up 1% tomorrow. So I don't know. That's a possible one, but right now we have two, probable ones because they're actually over at this minute. But then we have SMCI with a strike price of $9.75, and we're underneath that 5%, and the stock dropped 3% today. Yeah, we don't need to go over those short calls, nothing, but it does show they're negative 3 cents for the short calls. If we look at Symbotic here, we have a short call of 43.50. We're 8% underneath the strike price, and the stock dropped to 4% today. So looking good on that one for hopefully expiring worthless. Transmed here, there was a short call of $90 strike price. We're underneath that by 3%. The stock went down 1% today, so hopefully, it'll stay that way for tomorrow. Then we have Viking Therapeutics here. Strike price, short call strike price is $71. We're underneath that 3%. Stock dropped 3%. We're underneath that 9%. The stock dropped 3% today, but that's looking okay. That synthetic position, though, now we're $10 or 14 cents below that strike price, which is bringing if you add both of those together, both the synthetics, is bringing the stock price down to 6 cents. And then if we move on to BRRT, Vertiv Holdings, yeah, I always don't want to say that one for some reason. But short call, $86 strike price, 6% up underneath that, and it dropped 1% today, so we're looking good on that one. Then we have Wayfair strike price for the short call, $60, 9% underneath that. Stock price didn't really go anywhere today, so that's looking okay. And then we have Wolfspeed, two short calls, $28 and $29 strike price, and we're 15 and 18% underneath that, and the stock dropped 6% today. So I think if I recall, we only had two here that we were over the strike price on, and we did maybe have one or two that were close, but we're looking pretty good for tomorrow. Let's look at our summary over here. Boop. I did not clear. Sorry, I didn't always forget to do those. There we go. Sorry. Okay, here we go. And this is in order by our holdings. So you can see at the top there, majority of our holdings is that cash and treasury and money market, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, because these down here, we're going to have negatives and we have a bunch of zeros here. But yeah, the majority of our money is there. And let's look over here at our IVs. So looks like I need to. Nope. Copy. All right. That's because it doesn't go down. Let me fix this. We're going to make this say 45 because I feel like I had to do this yesterday also. There we go. All right, so I point there at 159%, so that's our highest IV and one of our newest. And then 19, 20, 23 intracellular, therapies. It just dropped all of a sudden to 47% IV. It was way high. The stock price jumped up 20-something%, and then the IV just dropped. I don't understand it. But anyway, there's all the IVs if you'd like to see those, the initial IVs when they were added and where they are at right now. And then here we can see, if you want to see the by sector, where we're at as far as market value. Again, most of the money's in cash because, all the covered call here. It looks like financials is still the biggest loser there with almost negative $1 million, and technology, the same thing. What I did not do, I forget about this tab every day. So you can see here that the stock price, that the outstanding shares did not go up, but the net assets themselves did go down, I guess due to the red day. But that's really it at this point. And anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I know this one may have been a little bit longer because we were going in depth here a little bit on some of our trades and looking to see if they were going to expire worthless or not. We usually don't. I don't think about it, but it was Thursday. It is Thursday, so I figured we would do that. The other thing I forgot to do, now that I'm looking at this, the stock price yesterday ended at $14.99, and today we ended at $14.73. So we were down 26 cents, and then of course we have 23 tickers here, or holdings, 23.9 million net assets with $4,350,000 in outstanding shares. And of course, our short call premium received is still only 8 cents because we don't have any new trades. And we probably won't until next Monday. They could do, well, they might do some trades tomorrow if they have to close some things out, but most of the things will probably be next Monday. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.